Hello, this is Fear Dragon, and welcome to Breaking Out, the show about North American StarCraft 2 players. Here on this show, we spend 1 week highlighting an up-and-coming North American player. Throughout the week, we find out more about the player's history, their personality, and their playstyle over the course of 6 short episodes. On Monday, we'll interview the player and find out more about them. Tuesday through Thursday, we'll watch a game from each of the various matchups casted by your very own Fear Dragon. On Friday, we'll check out a generally awesome game with some sick play, and on Saturday, we'll kick it back with the player and have some wacky fun with some randomly selected events like handicap ladder matches, karaoke, and dance contests. Each episode aims to be about 20 to 30 minutes long, so you can learn more about the North American StarCraft 2 scene without interrupting your busy WCS schedule. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the show. Hello, welcome everyone to Breaking Out, the show about North American players that you need to know about. Tonight we're going to have a very special guest. It is going to be the very young player at the young age of 14, representing the North American scene. He hails from these United States of America, and he's representing Team Root Gaming. We have on the show tonight, Root Gaming's Arium. How are you doing tonight, Arium?
Great, how are you guys doing? I'm doing awesome, actually. It's kind of lame because today was a pretty crappy day. I had like so many tests to do, but I had no homework, so I get to practice the whole day today. So I guess that's awesome.
You're living the life, man. You're living the life. I mean, I'm pretty jealous. I wish I could be as good at StarCraft as you are at your age. I mean, right now, I think I may have dropped to silver through just not laddering for a bit. But I will remedy that. I have another alt account that's super secret that's a little bit higher. But anyways, regardless, welcome again, guys, to Breaking Out. This is the show about North American players where we spend 1 week highlighting one player from any kind of up-and-coming team or just an up-and-coming player from an awesome team like Arium, player from Team Root Gaming, a very well-known team, and he's actually part of the Root Gaming Seed program, which means that, you know, he's one of those younger players, and Root has seen some kind of awesome potential in Arium, so they've kind of gone ahead and picked him up for this program. So just talking a little bit again about the format for Breaking Out, we actually have a couple of days of content. We actually have 6 full days of content, all custom catered to avoid your WCS content. On Monday, which is going to be today, we're going to bring it in with the interview with the player. And then Tuesday through Thursday, we're just going to be covering each one of the matchups, one game at a time. And of course, Friday, we're just going to watch this super awesome game, custom sent by whoever the player is. And Saturday, we're just going to kind of relax, have some fun, and I mean, just enjoy life, enjoy StarCraft, enjoy potentially karaoke, and, you know, have some fun. But I mean, Arium, you don't know what we're going to do for that Saturday cast just yet. That's just going to be a fun surprise for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
So look forward to that. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So, I mean, Arium, who the hell are you? I mean, what are you doing on this show, and why did Root Gaming pick you up?
Well, I guess I'm known for my age, and I've been able to go to quite a bit of tournaments and, you know, just get my name out there. In general, I'm known for my age. Like I said, I'm a 14-year-old high grandmaster, I guess, Protoss player that's playing for Root Gaming's Academy Seed. I ran into Paulo, aka Mr. Katz. I actually just messaged him, like I got GM because he tuned into my stream. And with the other Root guys that came in, like Todd was in it at the time, and then a bunch of others I forgot, but Todd was one of the special ones that made my day. So then they all tuned in, and then I guess they just started talking from there. And then and it shows that I've been improving big time. This is my 2nd season as Grandmaster, but I am fairly high right now, like around 20 and stuff. Usually you'll see me in top 16, which is cool. So that's me.
All right, cool. So that's actually a really great intro, and I'm actually just kind of wondering, what got you started in esports? I mean, you're obviously still very young, so did you get started back in the Brood War days at the young age of 4 years old, or, I mean, what happened there?
Funny thing, this is my first RTS game that I've played. No Brood War experience, unfortunately. I would have loved to play that. But funny story, I got into StarCraft when I was in sixth grade. I think I was like 11 or 10, either one. And then we had like a teacher assistant, and then for my history class, and then he was Korean. No stereotypes here, but he was Korean. So then I was with my pal that we both played. I was like a like an Xbox 360 YOLO, really good at Call of Duty and stuff. And then so I went up to him and I wanted to ask him, what games do you play? Because in middle school everyone plays games apparently. And then he had responded by saying StarCraft, and I was like, nerd. So then when he had said that, I was like, what is this? And then he's like, it's a real time strategy. I'm like, what's that? And then later that day, I went and did some research, and I found out that StarCraft's actually really cool. And then another one of my friends actually got it that I played Xbox with, and then he had messaged me. He's like, "Yo, get this game." So then I got it, and then my insane passion for this game kicked off, and that's where I'm at now. And I play like every single day, or whenever I get a chance, I am playing. So.
Hmm. Cool. And, it's always awesome to hear about, some of the younger players getting into it, especially since, I mean, I'm not exactly an old fogey by consideration of a lot of people in esports, but I'm starting to feel a little bit old, man. And it's awesome to see the passion kind of rising up from the early ages. And I'm actually really curious, how do your parents or your family feel about this? Do they know about your involvement in esports, or are they completely oblivious? What's going on there?
My parents are awesome when it comes to this stuff. Like my mom and dad both like it, but of course school is first. Like that's a given. I think everyone should focus on school first. However, my dad like loves the game. He says that it reminds him a lot like chess, and it does. The whole strategy behind it and the whole grandmaster part of it was just pretty cool too. And and my mom both really like it. My whole family knows about it. That some of them actually come to the tournaments if I'm going to, which is really cool. And my no, but my dad and my mom are really not supportive about it. And my dad always takes me to any of the lands, any tournaments, anything. And I've actually introduced my little cousin, who's like 6 years old, I think. I've introduced him to it. I brought him in, and he's loving it. And we both just play together like all the time, which is cool.
Wow, that's awesome. And you actually kind of mentioned your little brother. How old is your little brother? Or sorry, cousin.
Yeah, we're so close. It's like we're brothers. And if you were to ever see us, we're like brothers. He's 6 years old, I think,
Hmm.
turning 7 soon in October. So like he's gonna be some what date? I don't know. But he plays Protoss. He used to play Zerg, and then I convinced him to be Protoss, and then I'm just like learning from what I learned. I'm passing it down to him, and it's like he's crazy, man. He's like thinking of new strategies and stuff and telling me about it. And I'm like, oh, that actually might work. So
That's awesome. He's like completely removed from the scene, so he just has like entirely different trains of thoughts. That's awesome.
yeah, yeah.
All right,
So
well, we now know where your actual secret research lab is. It's actually at your cousin's house now.
yeah, man.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, I was actually really curious then. Since you are kind of still in school and everything, I mean, what grade are you in? Like, what does your day normally look like then?
I just started high school. I'm a freshman, and it's pretty cool. I mean, saying, "Oh, look, I'm a freshman." So high school's pretty cool, but it kind of sucks because there's a lot more homework and stuff, and my classes are pretty complex. I mean, I'm like, oh, honors, I guess that's cool, because there's no AP until 11th, I think. So my time to play is a little bit decreased, but I still get my time, and I managed to get my bedtime to 10:30, which is really good. Um, but pretty much my daily schedule is like I love to wake up in the morning. I love the morning and I love the night. It's really weird. But usually I try and wake up around 5:30 to 6. And then I call this my study time, aka if I forgot to do any homework, I would just do it then. And if I
Hmm.
have nothing left and I have no test to study for, try and get a quick recap in the morning, I just actually start playing games, um, which is pretty cool. And then, school, blah, blah, blah. Next 8 to 9 hours, I come home. I try and get home. I try to, but as soon as I see my computer, I'm like, man, I gotta get on. I just
Actually,
start playing games.
hold on. Actually, I think we're having some audio issues, so we're gonna. Could you actually repeat a lot of that really quickly?
Alright. Which part?
So I think you said after you get home from school, which is like 8 to 9 hours. Then
Mhm.
you were saying.
Okay, so when I get from school, it's just gonna take like 8 to 9 hours. I don't know. It's kind of lame. Um,
Hmm.
it's like robot. What is this?
Just keep going. We can actually hear you.
Okay, okay, awesome. And then, so pretty much when all that homework, I mean, not homework, whenever I get home, I have a bunch of homework and I have usually a test to study for. So then when I get home, I just look at my computer and I'm like, man, I gotta play those games. It kind of sucks because I start playing games and games and games and it gets later on in the night and my brain's like, I don't want to work anymore, I don't, no more power.
Hmm.
So then I have to do my homework, and then it usually goes into the morning. That's why I usually wake up early. But other than that, I just play a lot whenever I can. I try and stream whenever I'm not lazy,
Hmm.
and then I go to bed and then just repeat it every single day. And then weekends is when it gets fun. I'm always with my family.
Hmm.
So a lot of fun stuff, and I have a nice social life. I'm not like one of those nerds. I got a nice life going on. You know, I got
Yeah.
I'm like a they call me the ladies' man at school. Believe it or not.
I mean, I believe it. You look
Yeah.
like a ladies' man.
Um.
I
So
mean,
yeah.
how many dates have you gotten after pulling a noob on StarCraft?
Oh. It's funny, man. My Twitter. Somehow someone found it from my school,
Uh huh.
and then word got around. Not a lot of people know yet, which is awesome. And then some people, they like randomly see me and they're like, "Yo, Arium," and I'm like, "Really? You gotta keep that on the down low." Which kind of sucks, but
Really? That's
I don't
that's
know.
so
It's cool.
interesting. Why
Yeah.
why do you actually want to like keep that on the down low? Are you not
I don't know,
really
man.
looking
It's
for the
like
attention?
so stereotypical. Like people are like, "Ah, nerd," like, "What do you do?" Like play
Hmm.
games, nerd, stupid. I don't know. I just, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, high school can be tough like that, especially.
Some
Um,
people actually know. Like I told this girl, she's like, "What do you like to do?" And I'm like, I generally am honest with people, but girls, it's kind of hard to be honest with them because if you say something wrong, they just like snap and like,
wow,
"What do you
wow.
mean?"
No, I mean, you are a lady killer, man.
Yeah,
Lying,
dude.
lying to women left and right.
No, man, I had such a bad experience in my Spanish class. I told this girl she has nice hair, and then she knew she didn't, so she's like, "Are you lying to me?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then
What?
never again we spoke. It was like she's like a decent looking girl too.
Oh my god.
That chance is out of the window. Um, but then I told this other girl, like, I play StarCraft, and she's like, and she giggled a little bit. I'm like, ah, but I'm good at it. I'm like a professional and stuff. And she's like, that's cute. And I'm like, thanks. So,
That's all. Hang on to that one, man. But
okay.
anyways, we are gonna actually move on to the next topic, which is actually your team, which is Root Gaming, a very very well known team.
Yeah.
But you're actually not part of just the main team. You're part of a special program called the Root Seed Academy, right?
Hmm.
And or I don't actually know if Academy is part of the name. The Wikipedia article calls it the Root Seed Academy, so someone can go correct that if that's wrong. But tell me a little bit about that program. What does it actually entail? What does it do for you, and what do you do for it?
Well, first of all, I'm so happy and grateful for this opportunity. I mean, who wouldn't want to be on Root Gaming's Academy,
Hmm.
And I love the name because I was thinking about this. I'm like, holy moly, this is actually really smart. It's seed and then it's root. So seed goes into a root. Get it? Ah, snap. So like I was like, damn, that's like really cool. So then, it's like like I'm generally really motivated when it comes to playing StarCraft. Like a lot of my friends and like the semi pros that are rising to, my friends list, they'd be like, I don't know how you do it, man. I'm like, what? He's like, I don't know how you like play that much. I'm like, I don't know, I just really like it. I usually don't get bored. And then with this, I not once in my mind have I thought, oh, this game's so boring. It's so many opportunities, so many things to look for, which is ridiculous. um, but the cool thing with Seed is like whenever I want, practice games, I just message Cats, or Chris Illusion, or just ask Minigun to play some games, and then I guess I don't know, like I always spectate, play games, and like I'm improving big time. and it's just so cool to be with the Root atmosphere because it's like literally like a family. Um, so it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I really like it.
Yeah, we actually hear just exactly what you just said a lot, where Root Gaming is kind of like that family team that everyone's really close together, and it's actually great to hear that you're still getting to practice with a lot of those other players like Minigun, like Cats, and everything. So you feel pretty included then amongst like the actual official team.
Um, to some extent, like yeah, like I get to talk with a lot of them and stuff.
Hmm.
So I guess yeah. I mean, I don't see why I'm not. It's really nice.
Yeah, great. Okay, and with that being said, let's kind of move on to actual gameplay. And all right, so hypothetical situation, Arium, and I know that you've actually been tuning in for some of the older episodes of Breaking Out, so you might know about that type of hypothetical situation. But let's say that tomorrow Dustin Browder is walking to work, and he unfortunately trips over a cloaked rock, actually, and takes some catastrophic damage to the knee, cannot do his job anymore. They say, what? This guy, I mean, he's still in high school, but you know what? He is damn smart. We're gonna recruit him, put him in charge of StarCraft 2. Arium, that kid is you, and what do you do with that power, man? What do you change either balance-wise, how WCS is run, whatever you want?
Man, oh, dude, so many things to do. Like I'm always thinking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn it, fix the game. But it's like honestly, there isn't much to be fixed. I feel like it's a really nice game right now. Everything is balanced out. Only thing I'm just really frustrated about is my PVZ. It's terrible, but that doesn't give me the right to be annoying about it because a lot of protesters are having really great success in PVZ. But for me, and I don't know if anyone else experiences this, but like Swarmos, man, those things are like so good. But I don't see how they can nerf them. I'm not gonna lie. I don't see how you're gonna nerf them. Uh, you know, I don't know. I've thought about it too. It's like that's really tough decision to make because
Mm-hmm.
um, but not a lot of Zergs have been using them yet. But Zergs don't realize it's a pretty damn good unit. Um, so I don't know. I just look into that maybe. But I don't know. I've actually like raffle stomped people that go Swarmos.
Yeah.
So I can't argue with that. And then on WCS, I'm pretty sure everyone agrees with us, besides the Koreans, is we need region lock. I can't stress this enough. Your show Breaking Out is like trying to improve North American players, and I'm pretty sure anyone that you would have on this show would agree that having region lock would be the greatest thing in the world to get our names out there. Uh, I don't, to be honest, I don't think I'm afraid of a lot of people in the NA scene. I mean, I think I could take a game off of anyone besides Scarlet. Scarlet's hard. Maybe I don't know. Like a lot of people are really good in the NA scene in the Europe, but region lock would be the greatest thing. But on the downfall, how we're seeing Koreans, start to retire and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to increase big time, even if this were to happen, because this gives a lot of Koreans opportunities to play, and they're all spread out across 3 different regions. So I don't know. It's like a tough choice, but I think if they want to keep the NA and EU scene, which I think is bringing in the most views and stuff, I think. I mean, most people watch KR to like learn, but NA and EU is like, who are you rooting for, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's a tough choice, but I feel like region lock is the way to go.
I actually think that's actually some really great points, and I haven't actually even heard people really bring up I guess, the eventual outcome of if you did do the region locking. A lot of or either the Kespa players or even just Korean players in general have been retiring a lot. So that's actually a really interesting point to bring up. So wow, actually really thought provoking over there. But unfortunately, we do want to keep this a little bit short, so we're just gonna move on and actually talk a little bit about the actual gameplay. So you said you feel despite a couple issues that you personally might be having in say some matchups like PvZ, you feel like the game is pretty balanced. What are your strengths in just the game in either each specific matchup or just as matchups as a whole? Where do you think that are you a really good macro player, micro player? Do you have the best cheese in the world? Can you out cheese like I don't know, Combat X? Like tell me about your actual gameplay.
Um, I just thought about what you said with Combat X. That's funny. Um, I'm like everything put together, right? Not the greatest of all, but a little bit, poquito, because I said that, I bombed that totally. I'm learning my Spanish, so I'm getting that good. But I would put everything like you just said, with micro, macro, mechanics, a little bit of cheese here and there, all ins, put that all together, and not the greatest of each one is me. Um, my strengths, I think, are I have pretty innovative builds. Like I like to think a lot of stuff and I just put it together and boom, it somehow works. I generally have been always like, I like to make my own type of builds, my own type of things. I want to do it my way or the highway. So then what I like to do, I like to be aggressive most of the time. Like I like to be putting on the pressure, not defending the pressure.
Mhm.
And I don't know. Like I think my best matchup right now is PvP, hands down. I feel like I'm at the point where I could do anything and somehow make it work. Like if anyone watched the MLG, I mean not MLG, the HSL exhibition matches versus Australia that I played in the finals. Like I did some of the weirdest stuff, but like if you ask me any questions about the game, I had a certain reason why I did something like that. So it's weird, but it works. If
Mhm.
that makes any sense.
Yeah, and actually, for those of you who don't know, HSL High School Star League, go check it out if you haven't already. Great place, especially if you're familiar with the CSL, which is the Collegiate Star League. Very very similar, but yeah, that's totally fair. And actually, the one matchup you haven't actually mentioned then is Protoss versus Terran. So how do you feel about that?
Um, it's funny. Like I have pretty sick builds in a matchup. Like if anyone has watched my PPT, hi, Ravi.
Yeah, hey, I'm here.
Oh, okay, no, it was just like really weird sound. No, but like my PPT is like it's so good. Like this build I do, I'm so confident in is like, I like 2-0 Dragon with it like pretty easily. I've like beat him every game that I've ever played with this build. Um, it's like the simplest thing. It's like you just go DT drop. Even if that doesn't work, you just come back, make like 3 Colossus, a bunch of Blink Stalkers, and then you either do one of two things. You either go all the way, try and break his front line and kill him, which usually always works, or you do option number two, where you do some pressure, make him force a lot of Vikings, and then you just, take a third base, get your +2, start your charge, and get a Templar's Archive, and then boom, it's like turns into, like I said, I love to be the aggressive one, and with Blink Stalkers and Colossus, you get to get a lot of the map control, and with that Warpism with DTs, it's like so many options for you to do. I don't know, like my PvT win rate is pretty sick. Like I'm literally so confident in this build, it's ridiculous. But it's like easily shut down though. Well, not really. I mean, you could put like a missile turret there, a missile turret there, but I'll
Yeah,
still somehow do damage with it. Um,
you got your special tactics, man.
oh yeah, I'm going white raw.
That's totally fair. And I'm sure that like when you're actually thinking about, these kind of builds and everything, you're always practicing. And I'm kind of curious, like you talked a little bit about what your average day is like, and it sounds like you actually do something which a lot of people are probably envious that they wish they could figure out how to do consistently, which is getting up in the morning and playing rather than always just kind of like staying up late and playing. I I think that's a super underrated thing personally for people who are trying to practice become a good pro gamer. But talking a little bit about your training, like how difficult is it for you to kind of balance that school load of just starting high school and everything, and also trying to compete at this really high level of grandmaster?
Um, it's not the hardest thing in the world, and it's not the easiest thing in the world. And especially because I'm not in AP right now. I think
Mm-hmm.
AP starts in 11th, right? So I have like 10th and I mean 9th and 10th grade, which is like people say it's like the easiest time of your high school life, which is
Mm-hmm.
cool because like 2 years of doing anything and summer break. Oh, dude, man, this summer break I'm gonna play so much, it's ridiculous. But you know, trying to balance school and, I guess for other people it'd be like their job and, playing StarCraft is really hard, but you just got to sit down one day and just realize, when you got the time to do it and when you don't.
Mm-hmm.
For me is like I try and get that homework done first, and then try and save some time later in the night to study, and then in the next morning. And I love using mornings to my advantage. Like you should only be getting like 8 hours of sleep for me, but like for anyone who's a little bit older, I think 6 to 7 is like awesome. And then you could balance work, subtract that out, get some mornings, subtract that out, and try and find out how much time you have. I generally get like from 5 to 7 hours of practice, which I'm more than happy with. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. And moving right along, I'm actually kind of wondering, like, you're definitely playing at the grandmaster level. You've been practicing pretty hard. You're waking up early in the morning actually to start playing. Like, what's has been your biggest achievement so far in StarCraft 2?
um oh, that's the thing I'm lacking in right now. Like I guess my achievement, like it's kind of lame, is like top 16. I've gotten that, but that's not really something you should be too happy about because it's pretty easy, um, for most people, I guess. um, and then I guess I got fifth at like some SoCal land that I lost the bubbles in 3-0. Ugh, I like can rushed one game, and then I got the same build I lost to there. I lost at MLG, but I guarantee if we redo that tournament with the skill I'm at now and probably the more skill the other guys have, I guarantee I could probably go first, second, or even third. I got fifth. Notably, I took out Greetorp 2-1 there, which was pretty cool. What else? I guess my other recent and new achievement, which I'm really happy with, is winning that HSL thing that I
Mm-hmm.
was talking about earlier. I beat Sandbox 3-2, and then I went into the finals and I beat Australia 4-2, which I'm really happy with because he's like really good too. So that's not a lot yet soon.
Yeah, that's totally fair. And I guess one of my other questions would be, why don't more people actually know about you? I mean, Root Gaming has obviously seen this huge potential in you. You've mentioned that you've actually taken out some really big names, such as Estrella, such as Greetorp, and Sandbox. What? Why don't more people know about you? And what are you doing to kind of change that?
Um, that's really nice, and I've thought about this. Honestly, I feel like I could be a lot more. But I've actually like whenever I play like arcade games or even like 2 versus 2 or 3 versus 3, they would always message or no, it's type like 14 question mark or 13 question mark, and I'm like, what are you trying to say my age? And they're like, yeah, and a lot of people actually know me, and MLG gave such a big opportunity, and that's what boosted it up. And Root Gaming, of course. I mean, holy moly, I've gotten so much more popularity off that. But honestly, I could be 2 times where I'm at now, or even three, if I just wasn't so lazy. Um, I love streaming when I'm doing good, but when I'm starting to lose those games, my mom's randomly walking into my room, starts yelling at me, starts trolling me, and like turning off my light, and then going out of my room. Random things like that, and then getting sniped now. I guess that thing sucks. Just put those together, and it's like I don't like streaming is the biggest thing. Anyone watching the show that's trying to become good too or popular is stream, dude. Just stream, make a schedule, do something, but just you gotta stream. Streaming is and make a Twitter, I guess. Twitter's good, and just plug it in. Try and get out to any show you can. Mr. Ravi over here has done such a great job with breaking out, so that's how you do it.
All right. Well, thank you for that, actually, and definitely have to agree with a lot of that advice. Please, please, please go stream and also get a Twitter. Oh my God, get a Twitter and don't change your name. That is okay. That's my last piece of advice. We're gonna go back to the questions actually, and I mean, Ariam, I just wanted to ask you also, like, do you feel like you are a relevant player right now? You've actually kind of mentioned like you feel like you can actually take on almost anyone except for Scarlet, which I can't blame you for in North America. I mean, you
Um,
so are you a relevant player now, or do you think that sort of it is that issue of you do need to become like try and get your ass into gear a little bit and kind of say like, you know what, I'm gonna be a little bit more focused and everything and start training, and then in a year or maybe 2 years or maybe even 6 months, that's when you'll start to see Root Arium appear like WCS Challenger League and WCS Premier League and everything.
um, if Blizzard's doing this regional lock thing, I guarantee you guys will being see more of me. But for now, I'm not at the level I wish to be, and to be, like, holy moly, like, is this guy like the next Foreign Hope? I'm not there yet. I'm like a long shot away, but I guarantee within the next, 6 to 12 months, I'm gonna be top, up there. I mean, I don't see why I'm not. If I'm beating so many people now, what makes me not be able to beat them then?
All right. You guys heard it here, folks. And Arium, one final question. What does the future hold for you? I mean, not necessarily even just from StarCraft 2, although I would like to hear that as well. But I mean, are you tending to potentially go for a full career in pro gaming after high school if you're given the opportunity? Or are you pretty much dead set on going to college first? Like, what are your thoughts about the future? Although I will say it is a bit of a ways off for you.
Yeah. I'm in high school right now, so I got a lot of time. A lot of time, Uh, School is still big for me, but ninth or 10th grade, it's not, not like the greatest thing. So it kind of sucks to say this, but like I don't expect me to go anywhere beyond high school. Like maybe if I'm like the best, in the NA slash everywhere scene, maybe a year after high school, I guess. Maybe try and do something, try and make some the money. Um, but I don't really plan on me going after high school because so sucks. But yeah.
All right. I actually really appreciate the honesty, but with that being said, Ariam, I think we're pretty much going to wrap everything up over here. So do you have any shout outs that you'd like to give?
Of course, I'd love to give a huge shout out to Mr. Paulo for putting me onto the Root Academy's seed. If you guys want to hit him up a follow on the Twitter, it's Root for Seed for their Twitter and Root, I think, for their main Twitter. And then my Twitter, I guess, is RMSE2. And my stream is twitch.tv Arium TV. I couldn't think of anything, and I just wanted to sound really professional, so I just made it Arium TV. And I want to give a huge shout out to TT Esports, which is also TT Esports on Twitter. Oh no, yeah, it's TT Esports on Twitter. Hit him a follow. And tell him to thanks for sponsoring Root and Seed. So thank you guys so much, and that's it for me. Go TTE.
All right. Thank you so. All right, thank you so much, Root Arium, everyone. Be on the lookout for him as he's going to be doing some big things in the future. I'm pretty gosh darn sure. And, if you don't believe me, you can tune in for the rest of his games that are going to be airing throughout the rest of the week. Of course, if you're catching the VOD right now, you can watch the show actually live at 9 p.m. Pacific over on twitch.tv/FearDragon64. If you're watching this live and you want to catch the VOD later or send it to someone, you can catch those over at youtube.com/FearDragon64. Tomorrow is going to be Root Arium's PVZ. He's already sent me the games, and I am itching to cast those. So we're going to find out how exactly he does in all the various matchups. So thank you one more time, Root Arium. And we'll have a wonderful week, and we'll see you on Saturday.
See you then. Have a great day. Or a great rest of the week. Love you all. Can't make hearts for the life of me.
It's a little bit difficult, but all right, we're gonna go out on the heart, okay? Going out on the heart. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Bye.